These are different microcontrollers here with us at TechVented. So what we are doing is, over the years we've been buying different microcontrollers, different circuits, different components of different purposes. So we've now discovered that we need a proper arrangement, we need a proper way to ensure we put the respective components into a place where we can easily use them down the line. Instead of just putting everything together inside a single box, we discovered that it is better we arrange them properly and even tag them so that accessibility would be very, very possible and the stress of accessibility would be minimal. And also, we discovered that if you don't keep these items very, very safely and separately, they can be damaged. Even with one moving over the other, it could remove the small component on this, and this is going to render it useless. So we've now bought a ziploc bag where we will now start arranging the different components. These components you are seeing are more or less like medicine. They are more or less like you going to pharmacy, then you have different drugs, which one's having a particular purpose and this having another purpose. Then if you now notice that each of these drugs are kind of labeled and put inside their own respective container, depending on how best to store them. So we want to also do similar thing here to make sure that anytime we want to access them, we just go straight away to the direct location where it is. And also, if you are seeing this particular component well packaged, it will even be kind of be self-motivating for us to see what projects we can do with them instead of them just lying on top of each other, whereby accessibility is kind of denied. So if you have the old world without proper arrangement, without proper management, you feel like you have nothing. So that is what we are trying to correct here. We are trying to ensure we sort all of our components and make sure that accessibility is very, very possible.